welcome to your yin practice. My name is Elyse Leren, and today we'll use 2 blocks and 1 blanket. If you don't have blocks, you can always use rolled up towels, rolled up blankets, but the blocks will allow more support. So if you do have blocks, that's what we'll use. We are going to hold each pose for around 5 minutes today, just to allow the parasympathetic nervous system to take over that fight or flight that we often find ourselves in everyday life. It also allows for the body, the muscles, the tendons, the bones to trust the pose, trust that the ground, the props have you held so that they no longer need to feel engaged. They can release, and that will allow for hopefully a deeper stretch in your body today. We're going to start. You can move the blanket off to the side for a moment. Grab your 2 blocks. And your blocks are going to be set up so that one block is at its lowest height, lengthwise on your mat. The other block is going to be pointing towards you at its lowest height. And you'll want it to just overlap the first just about an inch or so, diagonally pointing up towards you. Then you'll grab your blanket. You'll unfold your blanket just a few times. For me, it's folded probably in this moment like twice, so that it looks something like this. And then you will roll it up lengthwise so that it becomes this thin, long bolster type vibe here. From here, bottoms of feet together, knees wide. You'll bring the blanket over the tops of your feet. Then you'll tuck the ends of the blanket underneath your ankles or shins so that when you open your knees, your legs are being completely held by the support of the blanket. So again, it goes over the feet together, and then underneath the ankles, and you can kind of pull it tight by grabbing the other ends underneath you. From here, you will leg down onto your blocks. Blocks will land right around the lowest point of your shoulder blades, and then the second block is going to land right at your occiput, which is where your head and neck meet. You can bring your arms onto your body, maybe one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. You can bring your arms down by your sides. But once you land, gently just rock your head side to side a few times just to feel any tension or tightness in the back of your neck. If you find a place that feels really tight, you can stay there for an extra few rounds of breath. I didn't mention this before, but make sure that the block your head is on is also connecting to your mat so that it doesn't move or slide on the ground, but stays still where it is. Bring your head back through center. Start to bring your awareness to your breath and settle into this pose. come out of the shape. Bring your arms down by your sides. Press down through your elbows, lift your head. Come up to your hands or forearms, press yourself all the way up. Scoot your butt back a little bit. Release your blanket. And then undo your blocks. So good. And you can move one block off to the side. The other block will be right where it already was here, but you're going to turn it now horizontally. And from here, unroll your blanket. You can fold it up once or twice just so that it's less massive on your mat. And you'll place your blanket over the block just for some more support. This is going to give our side bodies some length. So where we'll lie down onto the block is going to be right where your lats are or your rib cage is. So you'll reach your arm up. Knees can start over to your right side. And then you'll lie down, and either this right arm can come out in front of you. You can prop your head up if the ground feels too far. Or you can place a block between your bicep or shoulder and your head. Your left arm will come up over your ear, and then you can reach your left hand towards your right hand. Just allow yourself to settle. You can always scoot your right outer hip or sit bone further back on your mat for more side body length. And then just notice, we have that pressure in the muscles, allowing them to release. You have this extra length and space in your left side from your outer hip to your fingertips. Can you breathe into these newly found expansive areas? To come out. First, place your left hand down on the ground. You can move the block if you're using it off to the side. Press the ground away to come all the way up. So good. Turn your knees through center and then over to the left. And we'll set up for side 2. So first you'll reach your left arm up, lower all the way down to your outer rib cage area here. Extend your left arm forward. Option to place your block between your head and your bicep, or your head and your shoulder. Last step here, right arm reaches up and over, right hand grabs the left or just lands heavily on the left. You might need to lift your hips and scoot them further back. Keep your heart open, your shoulders stacked here. Allow your right arm to just hang heavy on the right side of your head. And then just breathe, and every exhale, try to find more release through your body. Every inhale, find more stretch, more space in your sides. Slowly come back to your breath. Release your right hand down to the ground. Press down, move the block off to the side that is between your head and shoulders if you're using one. And then walk your hands back and lift yourself upright. So good. Undo your block and blanket situation. You can move the block off to the side. Bring your legs back through center. And place the blanket between your right and left knees here. You're going to come back down to lie on your right side. This time, your right arm will reach forward in the same direction as your knees. Lower your head to the ground for a moment and just settle into this fetus pose here. And then to come into a twist, peel your left arm back behind you. Lowering down to both shoulder blades. It might feel better to cactus your arms or make a diamond shape. Feet are stacked here. Legs are heavily falling to the right. If you'd like to twist your neck, you can draw your gaze to the left, only if that feels okay for your cervical spine. And then here, continue to breathe into that left side from your outer hip to your elbow. To come out. Slowly lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. And roll back onto your right side for a fetus pose. Just take a few rounds of breath into the back of your body here. Lower onto your back. Lift both knees up. Keep your blanket where it is. And then roll onto your left side, fetus pose, side 2. So first we'll just extend left arm out in the same direction as your knees. Shoulders down your back. Now reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and back behind you. Lower both shoulder blades to the ground. You might need to shift a bit to the left. Arms into a T, a cactus, or a diamond shape. Find that extra length now through your right side body and send your breath there. Last little step here. If you'd like, you can draw your gaze over to the right. Start to deepen your breath. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Roll back onto your left side. Close off into a fetus pose. And use your right arm to press yourself up slowly to a seat. So good. For final Shavasana here, grab your blocks and bring them back in. You'll place your first block at its second highest height horizontally behind you. Your second block at its highest height, about 1 or 2 inches from that. Your blanket can be either just draped across your body if you're starting to feel your body temperature drop, or you can place it rolled up just a bit underneath your knees to help support. Now reach back with both hands, grab the first block and slide it so that it lands right underneath your lowest tip of your shoulder blades, just like before. Then you'll reach up overhead with your hands, grab the second block and move it forward or back wherever you need it to be so that your head lands comfortably on it. From here, lower your arms down by your sides. Allow the pressure behind your heart to invite in more expansion and release through your heart space. Not just physically, but emotionally as well. Please stay for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to move forward, start to first deepen your breath. Invite small movements back into your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Bring your arms overhead for a full body stretch, reaching through fingers, through toes. Bring your arms down by your sides. Press down first through your elbows to lift your head. Then come up to your hands. Press the ground away to lift the rest of your torso up. Bend at your knees. You can slide your blanket off to the side. Moving with eyes closed, bring your hands together in front of your heart and find a tall spine. We'll close our class together today with one final breath. Please inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Draw your thumbs to your third eye space. I bow to you all with so much love and gratitude. From my heart to yours, namaste. Nice job. Please subscribe if you liked class, and I hope to see you again very soon.